Hi class, this is Russ, and this week you will be working on Module 2, building a graphical user interface. And in a previous video, um, I showed you how to install the Eclipse window builder. And so the advantage of using the Eclipse window builder is that it will generate automatically the graphical user interface that you're required to build. Although you don't have to do it the way I'm showing you in these videos, it can make your work a lot easier. And if you're ever in industry working on building graphical user interfaces, um, as you know, they can probably get quite complex, and having to manually assemble a graphical user interface can be quite daunting and not very efficient and error prone. But nevertheless, what I'm showing you in this video, you do not have to do. It's just an approach that's used quite often in industry, especially since Eclipse is so popular uh, with uh, development environments. So from the last video, we installed the window builder package in Eclipse, and we built a basic frame, and this is what it looks like in runtime. And so all we did was basically put in a label and an exit button, and when you click on the exit button, the program terminates. And I showed you how to do that in the window builder demonstration. So now let's continue to work on our graphical interface. So if I the actual graphics part resides in the main module, which I call application demo frame, and here's the main, as you can see. And so if I go to open with window builder editor, okay, and when I do that, you'll see that the design tab is displayed, and we can go into the design tab, and you'll see where we left off. And so it takes a couple of seconds. Okay, and here is our frame that we started working on. Now, what can we do here? So in this particular case, we want to basically link the work we did in Module 1 with the Module 2 development effort. So Module 1, we basically created a class that had console-based input-output. So we want to basically reroute the console-based input-output into this frame, this GUI frame. So what are some things we'll need? We'll need to display the account balance, right? So the account balance, we can use a JText field or JText area. So first of all, I'll label the field, and so we'll call this what? Account balance. Okay, and so that's the text that's displayed. Okay, and then we need a text area to display the actual balance. All right, so I'll put that here. Oops. It's kind of clunky here. I need to resize it. Okay, and this will be the box that displays the account balance. All right, and it's kind of hard to see, so let's see if we can embellish it with some properties that make it visible. But instead of a white background, we'll set it as a some sort of safe blue color. Okay. All right, so this will be the display. And then, so what do? We want to prompt the user for a money amount to either withdraw or deposit, right? So we'll need another label. Let's put another label. So we can call it amount to deposit or withdraw. Okay, it's kind of a long label. Okay, and so we'll need an input box for that. So again, another JText area. So we'll put that here. Kind of line it up. Okay, we'll snap it there, and then say we can set the background color for that for this object, because it's kind of hard to see white. So let's put it in some sort of swing. Doesn't have a very extensive color palette, does it? Okay, so web save colors, so AWT colors. I don't know, what, pastel green or something. Okay, and so this will be the amount with. Okay, so now you'll put in a dollar amount here, and then what do? You want to, it's either a deposit amount or a withdraw amount. So in this case, we'll need a button, a deposit button. So where's my button? Right here. So we can put here. Okay, and this button could be used to invoke the deposit action. So we can say deposit. Okay, and so when you click on this button, the amount entered in the green box will be added to the amount displayed in the blue box. Okay, and then we can have a withdraw button, right? So I just copied and pasted. And so for this button, we'll call it the text withdraw. Okay. Withdraw. Okay. And so I like to give my objects some meaningful names. So instead of calling it button new button one, why don't we call it button deposit? Okay. Give it a meaningful name. And then we'll call this button withdraw. Button withdraw, and then we'll call this text. Call this green box text amount. Okay, and then we'll call the blue box text balance. TXT balance for references. Okay, and then we'll call the exit button button exit or button quit. Yeah, well, button exit. Okay, button exit. Okay, so for meaningful, give your objects meaningful names so that you can easily refer to them. Okay, all right, kind of centered. Okay, and let's see. I guess another thing is if the program errors out, something unpredictable happens. We would want, instead of the program to crash, we want to salvage the situation and print out, the results of the reason for the crash. And so we can put like a status text. So if you're using try-catch blocks and you catch an exception, then maybe you can convert the exception to a string and then display it in the text area. So let's put a status box here. And don't worry about giving labels any kind of variable names unless you modify the text in them, which I don't anticipate doing for this program. So we'll put status. So the status is the status label. Okay, so status, if I can spell, all right? And then we can copy this. Well, actually, I don't want to copy that. What I want to do is, since status can be lengthy, what I want to do is I want to put a probably something like a scroll pane. Is there a, let me see here. Yeah, a container. So let's install a scroll pane here. Okay, and we'll call this, so this particular object, we'll call it scroll status. And it'll have What kind of scrolling action will it have? Let's see. What are the choices here? Vertical scroll bar is needed. So we don't need a, yeah, so always have a vertical scroll bar. And as far as horizontal scroll bar, let's never have a horizontal scroll bar for this. Okay. All right. And we can set the background color if it'll allow us. Viewport. Okay, we'll call this scroll status. Okay, and let's see. And okay, so let's see what we have here. Viewport border type. We'll use a line border. Round it. Okay. Just set some of the properties of it. It's enabled. Okay. All right. So this will be our basic interface, and this is our content pane. Anything we can do here? Absolute layout. Instead of border, probably border properties empty. Let's put a bevel border. Okay, we can do something like that. Okay, so let's see what we have here. And in our status, we generally don't want to write text into the status box. So what I'd like to do is disable it so that only messages from the program get placed here and that the users won't go and enter text here. All right, so let's see what happens. See if it errors out. Okay, and so here is our interface. And so now we need to relate the information in a checking account class or the some sort of class to the actual graphical user interface. Okay, so we begin. So if I type $100, okay, and then I hit the deposit. Okay, so nothing happens at this level. So if I want to withdraw from my account, so clearly there's no account balance display. We'll have to address that, and then you enter money here, and then and so forth. Okay, all right. So how do we do that? Well, okay. So when the program initializes, we need to populate the blue box with the account balance. And so did we not do that in our initialization? Let's see if I can. In this case, I'm using the checking account. You may do something differently. Let's see, let's check the initializer. Checking account. So in this case, the checking account just initializes overdraft fee. And since it's extending bank account as bank account, yeah, balance is set to 0. So we have an initial balance of 0. So we want to say super. Okay, so the balance is done in the bank account class. Okay, all right, so if we go back here in our run method, let's see here, how can we, okay, so when the program launches from main, what we want to do is, well, no, actually, we need a, in the, we want to come here to the initializer for the demo frame. Let's see, content paint. Okay, so we want JText. Actually, it is the, we need to set the balance in the text amount, right? So we need to come down here where it says text amount. and we need to say text amount dot set, waiting for IntelliSense to resolve, dot set text, I believe is the, yeah, so set text. And what we need to do is, whoops, before we do that, we need to declare our class instance, right? So we need to say private checking account CA equals to new checking account. Okay, so we can do that. Perhaps we should make it, well, let's try private for now and see where it goes, takes us. Okay, so now we can go back to our text amount, which is here, and then we can say text amount dot set text. Okay, and what do we want? We want to get CA dot um, get account balance, get balance. So we'll call it get balance method. And since get balance, what does get balance return? Does that return a numeric type? Let's check. So we need to go hop into bank account and get balance. Where's get balance? Right here. It returns a balance, and balance is of type. Let's see, get balance returns a double. Okay, so we need to convert the double to a string, right? So let's go back into our source. And we need to convert this, since this is a double and we need to put text in here, we need to go string dot value of this double. Okay. String dot value of. And I think I need another close. Okay, so like that. Okay, so hopefully when the program launches, it'll post 0 into the text amount box. Do we need we could use a number formatter, but let's just see if this works, and then we'll pretty up the number formatting in just a second. Okay, so let's see what happens. See if it posts 0 into the to the amount box when the program launches, which it does not. Oh, I put it in the wrong area. Sorry, I don't want to put it in the text amount. I want to put it in the text balance. Sorry, my bad. We want to take this statement right here, and we want to put it in the text balance. Sorry, I don't know why I put it in the amount. But I guess it would be okay if we left it here to show some perspective. So no harm doing that. You can always overwrite it. So what I did wasn't that bad. We can go back and leave it there. We want to put zeros in the initial boxes, so we want to put text balance. Okay, so let's try that. So we should see zeros in both text amount and text balance. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so let's make it meaningful. Let's put account balance in currency format, right? So we need to use that number formatter, and I always have to look that up. So let's go back to our module 1, and let's go into program, source, source, and where do we, here, right, in account demo. So let me open with Notepad. I'm looking up the number formatter for currency formatting. Oh, it wasn't here, was it? Where did I put it? Was it in checking? Sorry, I have to. Was it here? Did we not use a number formatter in this project? No worries. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, import. Yeah, we used it in the toString method, right? Okay. I tell you what, instead of doing this, why don't we just put the account summary information in the balance, in the text balance field. that might make things easier, so I don't have to go back and do all this research. So instead of doing CA get balance, why don't we call the CA dot toString method? See if see what kind of result that generates. That would be interesting. So we'll put the toString method of the checking account in the text balance box. Oh, okay, bank account. Okay, so this kind of overruns. So we need to have this wrap, right? So that doesn't look very useful. So let me undo that. Control A. Let's put ca.getBalance. ca.getBalance. Let's put that back. And string, right? String dot value of get balance. Okay, so that'll put in the string of the get balance. Oops. ca.getBalance, something like this. Okay. All right, and we would like to format our balance. So yeah, let me go back to. Oops, closed it, didn't I? See, users. Ready for my documents. CSC 372. Module 1. Program source. That was in bank account, right? So what I'm trying to do is format the balance box with currency formatting. So I need to import java.text. Okay. Notice all these imports were automatically generated. And let's see, I need a number formatter. And a money string. Okay, so I basically need those two lines. So let's go back to our text balance box, which is here, and let's do this. I'm going to copy the CA get balance into here, and instead of using this in the text balance.set text, what I'll do is I'll just type in the money string. Okay, like that. Okay, so now let's see if that doesn't format the current balance is in monetary format, which it does. Okay, so $0.00. Okay, so yeah, so there we go. Now, okay, so let's see what else we can do. So now we need to be able to plug in a number, say $100, and we say we want to deposit. So right now you see the deposit method doesn't do anything. Okay, so let's exit the program and assign some action to the deposit method. So let's work on this. So double click on deposit, and so when we do a deposit, what do? We have to what was it? We need a double. Okay, deposit. Okay, and this will be the number read from text amount. Okay, so deposit will equal to text amount dot get text, right? Now get text returns a string, so we have to convert the string to a double, right? So I think it is what it is, parse dot, well, let's see, how do you convert so in this case, I have to look up how do we convert a text string into a double. So there are a number of ways. So let's hunt for that. Let's Java. If you don't know, you can do this. Java convert string to double. So we can use double dot parse. Let's see. What is it? Double dot parse double right here. So we need that statement right there. Okay. So we can go just copy that and then the string we input is the get text from the get text method for the text amount text area box. Okay. And so once we have the deposit, then what do? We have to add that to the balance. So is there a method that does that? Yeah, deposit. So the deposit amount in the bank account class, which is inherited in the checking account class. So we can go ca dot deposit, right? Okay, and this deposit was the one that we extracted from the text amount. All right, and now we need to update our text box, right? Our balance text box. So um, text balance dot set text. Well, okay, so we need to do this again. Copy. So we need to get the balance for the checking account and then convert it to a money string and then do that. So let's see if this works. All right, so read the deposit amount, deposit it, then get the balance and display the balance. So let's see how that works. Okay, so let's put in $100 and let's see what happens. Deposit. Okay, and you see the account balance was updated. All right, so now we need an action for the withdraw. Okay, so I'll exit the program. Let's go back to our interface. Okay, so if you lose your interface, just right click on the frame and then open with Window Builder Editor. That'll pull up the Window Builder Editor, hopefully. Oh, and then we go to the Design tab. Okay, and so now we need an action for withdraw. And so withdrawal will be done similarly as the deposit, right? So we can just basically copy the code and modify it for the event handler for the withdrawal. So copy and okay, so instead of deposit, we'll call it withdraw. Withdraw, and so we'll go withdraw. And so what is it? What is the withdrawal method for the checking account class? Checking account dot withdraw, right? And so instead of amount, we'll pass it the withdraw. Okay, and then we get the balance and display the balance. So let's see how that works. Okay, so let's go ahead and deposit $100. Okay, and let's withdraw $100.01 and see what happens. Okay, so you show a 1 cent deficit and formatted as currency. So it looked like it didn't post the fee, right? So we need to handle that $30 fee if you go below zero. So why don't we save that for the next video? So basically in this particular portrayal, we've got deposit and withdrawal working. And then we need to add on the other action of the $30 deduction. So I'll go ahead and end this particular example here.